Paul.
Thank you very much, Chair. I want to obviously also thank our guests for being with us this morning. I think it's a very important discussion that we're having. If it's okay, I'd like to start with carers. I suppose the first question I have is that I'm aware in the run-up to the increases in the means test on the 1st of June, there were a lot of letters sent out to carers and those in receipt of carers. Does the department have any idea of how many people lost out as a result of that review? How many people had reduced payments as a result of that review as well? You know, in my own office, a lot of people were affected by those letters that went out and those reviews that were carried out, and I'd be interested to know if those figures were available. It's been said that in social welfare terms the means test is very high. I don't think anybody's going to dispute that, but I'm sure the department were listening in and looking in when we had those who were in receipt of carers allowance before us here at this particular committee, and the heartbreaking testimony that they put to us on that occasion. And one of the issues that they brought up was the whole housing adaptation. Now, I know it's not this department's remit, but I'm asking the question. I'm aware that there is a review ongoing in relation to the housing adaptation grants. Have the department have any consultation with the Department of Housing in relation to that? Because I think it's very important that that review is carried out and that carers' voice is heard through the department and through carers as well. And I'd be very interested to hear if the department have put any input into that. The Chair in his opening remarks mentioned that there were about 6,000 approximately of carers who are not getting benefit carers allowance or domiciliary care, but who are getting the care support grant. Do the department have any figures in relation to how much those people are above the actual means test as it stands at the moment, and what it would take money-wise to bring those in to get actually a carers allowance? Because those people, and we know many of them in here, and we've met many of them, they're in need of a weekly payment, but at the moment they seem to be losing out, albeit that they're getting the care support grant. So again, we'd be very interested to hear if the department have any idea of that 6,000 approximately families who are losing out and who are above the means test at the moment. In relation to the CEE and RSS, I was very interested to hear the remark made that nobody will have to leave a CEE scheme unless a replacement is found. The question I have, Ms Hurley, in relation to that is who determines that? Because we are all aware of the great work that those individuals do on the ground, be it the GA club, the local community hall, wherever they are working, and they've built up years and years of experience in relation to that. So what training will determine the person who's coming to replace them? Are we looking at a situation that if someone becomes available, then the person who's worked there for the many of years will be gone overnight because there actually is a person to replace them who may not have been trained? I think that's a very important question. I think it's a very important point for CE schemes, as one that's been brought up with me continuously in relation to that. You know, some of the people that are coming may not be suitable, may not have the experience, the training to fill that position, and I think it is something that needs to be answered. One big issue I'm getting in relation to CE schemes at the moment is the whole sponsors having to fundraise for material grants. Is there any plans to increase the material grants that are available under CE schemes at the moment? It's a huge issue for CE schemes. In the figures you've provided us in your opening statement, you mentioned that there are teasing those out. There are 3,500 free CE schemes, given the money that's available at the moment, and up to 2,000 free RSS schemes at the moment. That's the money that you said, because basically the figures you're giving us is there's 19,000 people on it, and there could be 22,500 people on CE schemes. The question I asked the last day and the question I'm asking today is what attempts the department are making to encourage young people to take up such schemes. We're all aware here of the age cohort of people who are actually on CE and RSS to the extent that they can be on RSS. What attempts are being made to encourage young people to become involved in their communities? A lot of the communities I deal with, the persons involved there are of an age where it's a worry that they may or may not be able to continue. We need young people to get involved in community, and given the massive unemployment figures that we have amongst our young people, are the department aware of that, and what attempts they are making to ensure that young people get involved? And my final question is related to CEE supervisors' pension. Can we get an update of where that stands at the moment? Are the department considering any pay, because it's been so long since our supervisors have had any pay increase? And maybe in relation to the stakeholders forum that was mentioned, when is the last time that the department went with the union representatives as part of that, or is that to be part of the stakeholders forum? Thanks very much, Chair.